Alright, I'm just about to start cutting another one of the dragon puzzles. This was actually one of those first original three that I glued up that I was talking about, and this was the one that had a couple pieces break off in the planer, and you can see this is something that's completely different now, but got everything smoothed out, and now I'm just going to actually cut it. Um, but this is also just another part that just kind of back to like the operation of the tool kind of thing, and hopefully you'll be able to see it here without me blocking too much. I've mentioned about blades before and everything like that, so this is like just the blade changing. It's very simple. Obviously right now there's nothing in there, so I'm just gonna be putting in a new blade to start this project here. So basically I just pop out the insert. You can kind of also see here, this is actually made from MDF. This is one that I kind of made in the shop myself, and you can kind of see how it's not really round. That's just when the blade breaks, or sometimes just the blade drifts, or from it not being too tight or something like that, and it cuts into that. So every once in a while, you got to replace these if something happens, they might break or whatever. And I'm sure you could probably get them from the manufacturer, but then it's something that you got to buy. And you know how much I talk about liking to save things. So this was a scrap of MDF. I think 1/4 inch MDF, and then for it to sit, if you're looking on here, there's like a lip. So this has actually been routed for that recess so that it actually sits flush. So it's nice and flush there. So when I'm running my material through, it's not catching on anything. And like I said, that this was something that was an offcut of something else, blah blah blah, and then it's didn't cost me anything instead of having to buy new ones. And I think I made maybe 5 at one time. Some of them out of this MDF, some out of 1/4 inch plywood, and the 1/4 inch plywood one that I had in here previously to this is just where one of the plies ended up having like a hollow spot, so it kind of sat a little low on one side after it got used so much and just kind of whatever. So I threw that one away, and then this is the replacement of the replacement. But basically, just to put the blade in, because they are small and sometimes it might be hard to see. I just kind of lightly run my finger across it. So if you're going, against the blade, it's not pulling. If you're going, or sorry, if you're going with the blade, it doesn't pull. If you're going against the blade, you can feel resistance. So that way you know which way the teeth are. That's just what I like to do. And then it's just a thumb screw, and you put it in, put it all the way to the bottom, tighten that thumb screw up, and now with this out of the way, and hopefully I'm not blocking it too much, I can kind of get both hands in there and kind of tighten it up a little bit more, and then put the insert back in. Then you drop the top down, and the same thing. There's another kind of like thumb screw, tighten that up, and then at the back, that's where the tension is. Pull down, and I just use my finger, and you can kind of hear it. Hopefully, you can hear it. And I'm lightly pushing on the tension as I'm touching the blade and just listening. Um, I've heard people say it's kind of like you're tuning a guitar or something like that. I'm just tuning the saw, and then now I'm ready to cut. And now, because this is a brand new blade going in here, I find after cutting a little bit, I stop and kind of do the same process again of just retightening and make sure everything sits where it's supposed to. And after a couple times, it seems to be nice and solid, and then I can just run it and I can cut my whole thing. But yeah, that's just a little bit of explanation on the blade change, and this particular one I put in today that I'll be trying for this is a reverse tooth. Number 5R, so it's got 12.5 teeth per inch. The ones I was using before in a couple of my other videos were crown tooth. Like I said, that's just back to the different shapes and kind of thing, different tooth styles. You can kind of see here, that kind of shows you what the blade looks like. So it has teeth going down, and then the bottom bit of a blade has a few teeth going in the reverse direction. So actually cutting on the upstroke technically. And that just helps reduce some of the burrs. A crown tooth, I don't have the package anymore, but basically the crown tooth was every single blade was kind of double-ended, so that same idea, you don't get as much burrs. And then if the blade did dull out a bit, technically you could flip it around and have a fresh set of teeth. And hopefully this shows up here. Yeah, and then this is a spiral blade. So literally the blade itself is on like twisted essentially. And that allows you to cut on all 360 of the blade essentially. And once again, that's for just different applications for different things. But yeah, today I'll be trying out this one here. I know I've used them before because the pack was open, but I don't remember the last time I used them. Don't remember what I was cutting, but today this will be cutting some oak that is, let's see here, I think it's about 1/2 inch. Yeah, about 1/2 inch oak I'll be cutting, and I'll see how it goes. So yeah,